Hi, I'm Moody, feeling moody. It is time for a moon message. Today's moon is the waxing crescent moon under the astrological sign of Libra. This reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and both nodes Gemini. Holy Spirit, angel guides, spirit guides, what is the August reading for Gemini? Hi Gemini, I'm so grateful that you stopped by the channel, and I hope that you'll stay a while till the end so that I can get this message out to you. For those of you who are familiar with my readings, I always associate the moon with the American native names. And August is called the sturgeon moon because American native tribes in the Great Lake region found this freshwater fish to be plentiful and bountiful in August. The sturgeon fish also signified the end of the season. And we know that back in the day, tribes would use the moon to tell them it was time, as a mechanism of telling time, when to hunt, when to harvest, when to plant. And every year, the sturgeon fish would return annually, and it was very abundant. And it's in the 8th month, right? So spiritually, there were themes around this fish, and the themes were strength, resilience, resourcefulness, perseverance, showing the ability to navigate life's currents, water currents, and make progress. That's what they thought about this fish. Very powerful spiritual fish. And that's what Spirit wants us to know. He correlates us with the sturgeon fish in the month of August, where we are encouraged to be resilient and resourceful and to persevere. And regardless of life's currents, to make progress. And August, Gemini, is the time of year when kids go back to school. We're buying things, watching our budget. We get back down to business, right? Vacation is over. So we kind of correlate with the sturgeon fish because it's also a time of mating. It's a time of mating for the fish. And when they're ready to mate, they create schools, which are groups of fish. So they group their cells. They have a community that they spend time with. And they like being around other fish who they can be their authentic self, right? They don't have to dim their light. They don't have to put on any airs. And so it fosters positive connectivity. A group of like-minded people that you can be yourself around. Yeah, that's very positive. Also, the sturgeon fish is a meaty fish. It's not a flim-flam fish. It's a big, thick fish, most of them. And that's why they were so resourceful, because they could feed a lot of people in the tribe. They could also fill you up, because that meatiness, the thickness of it filled you. It made you feel content. But another important thing about the sturgeon fish is that their eggs are used to produce caviar. Do you like caviar, Gemini? Put that in the comments for me. Let me know. I like caviar. So these fish were kind of important to the Indians, right? They were spiritual And physically, they were meaty. So they fed you, they filled you up, and they created a delicacy from it. I'm telling you. So, let's talk about astrology, though, for a minute, because astrology is very important in August. Gemini. So we have a full moon, the sturgeon full moon on the 8th, but or the 9th, depending on where you are in the world, the 9th too. But there's also a planetary alignment on the 9th. The planets are aligning, 6 of them. Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Now, can we talk about what that energy looks like when they stand in solidarity, in agreement? Wow, yeah, Spirit wants me to talk about this for sure. Also, there is a new moon on the 23rd in Virgo. Also, Mercury goes direct the 11th, Gemini. Thank God your conversations, everything will be much more clearer. There won't be any miscommunication. It will be coming out the way you meant it. Now let's talk about this planetary alignment on the 9th, because Spirit connects it with earthly events. He says the planetary alignment can be seen as correlating with significant events on Earth, reflecting the interconnectivity of the celestial and the earthly realms. As above, so below, influencing the earthly events. So let's think about the interconnectivity. He's saying that if something could happen in one part of the earth, it can happen right where you are too. And that is symbolic of the interconnectivity of the earth. This is also a time to connect with divine, to have a deeper connection to divine energy, because divine is the source, right? To have a greater sense of unity with the source. It's also a time for collective consciousness, and that's why the planets are aligning. Spirit's telling us it's a time for us to align collectively, and that we can create a potent effect, an outcome, potentially leading to a major shift in society, in culture. Let's face it, this is a time of spiritual warfare. That's why we have to draw closer to divine, between good and evil. And it looks like evil is prevailing. But Gemini, you being the lovers, you know that love is the highest energy. So our job is to lift the vibration of the earth right now, to reverse the negativity, and to understand that we're interconnected. A great example is Gaza. Everybody feels terrible, Gemini, about what's going on in Gaza, the genocide, the starvation of the kids. But unless we do something about that, unless we are outraged over that, it could happen anywhere. Where you are, where I am, it doesn't matter, right? So that's why we have to raise our collective conscious. And also, this is a time when the planets align. There's a portal, a gateway, offering access to heightened awareness, intuitive guidance, and transformative experience with the spiritual realms. So you're able to get through more. You're able to get back clearer answers that make sense, that don't require you to sit with it and go back for confirmation, right? There's something that Spirit wants us to join against, which is evil. This is a spiritual battle between good and evil. It's time to stand up, to draw closer to Him, and then to prepare. Yes, because it's our thought process. We need to be around like-minded fish. so that we can carry out our spiritual mission. Because look at this earth. We have to change it. We can't just co-sign what's happening, this negative, evil energy. Right. Let's look at some tarot here. Tarot for Gemini. Holy Spirit, angel guides, what is the most important thing that Gemini needs to know in August? What's this all about? Most important thing, Spirit. First card, Knight of Wands. Gemini, get excited, be adventurous, get out there. I told you it is mating time for the sturgeon fish. At least they get out there and start looking. So the first card is the Knight of Wands. He is generally thought of as a player. Excuse me. He's a player. But there could be somebody that wants a commitment with the Four of Wands. They want a player to stop playing and make a commitment to get married. That requires a major change in perspective. And right now, somebody is not content. I don't know that they're willing to do what the other is asking of them. She could be pregnant, the Queen of Pentacles. Oof. That's why she wants the player to stop playing, Gemini. The Three of Swords wanted to fall. Maybe she's been hurt enough, a lot, and it's time. Oh, the center of this is the King of Pentacles. So we have the Queen and the King. Maybe the King is responsible, mature. He does what he needs to do to take care of his family. He's dependable, reliable. He could bring a change of perspective, causing a marriage, a commitment. Allowing love to show up in truth and clarity. Wow, somebody gets their wish fulfillment. Oh my goodness. All right, Gemini. Leo, Aries, Sag energy. Pisces, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Taurus heavy. You got the Empress. Aquarian energy, the Star. At the center of the reading, at the center of this all is the King of Pentacles. Somebody being responsible, diligent. That's Saturn. That's Saturn standing up for what's right. Okay. Doing what's right. Doing it the right way as opposed to taking shortcuts. Like, if in fact she is pregnant, marrying her. Right. With the Four of Wands. Absolutely. I think that happens, and he defends his actions. He knows he's doing the right thing. He's being called to do the right thing, and thus the Emperor or the Empress appears in future energy, because when you're called and you answer that call by doing the right thing, you advance. You show your alignment with divine. Absolutely. Being part of the team, being included. In addition to that, you seem to get what you want, Gemini. Now, being the lovers in tarot, I'm sure you want a true love. No BS. No player. No, you ain't got time for that. Especially now. Right. Holy crow. See? You show up as the Ace of Cups, filling up your cup. You're serious. You are into you. And you want someone who's into them. And then when they meet you, there's this chemistry. Just about you obtaining your wish fulfillment, realizing it starts with you. You feel your cup is very valuable now. You're holding it up. Damn. You look good. You look like you got it all together. You have the King of Pentacles twice. Yeah. Gemini, you know what I like about this? You did the work. You've done some work. You invested in yourself. You appear as the king or queen of pentacles. You're very serious. No games. Your perspective has changed. You're considering marriage. And because you're doing the right thing, you're doing everything right. You get the blessing. This person is part of your destiny and your fate. That's another reason why things are happening like clockwork. If you feel like things are going right for you, happening quickly, progressing quickly, yeah, it is. It is. One of you came in with that Knight of Wands energy, and then you met the one. You met the one. You always knew you would get married, settle down. But in August, you meet the one. You meet them, I'm telling you. And they're responsible. And things progress quickly. Abundance. You could be hanging out with a school of friends, a group of friends, like the fish. And boom. See, the King and Queen of Pentacles align perfectly. They don't have to put on airs for each other. They don't dim their light for each other. They accept each other as they are. And not only that, they build each other up. This is a balanced, reciprocal relationship. There's give and take. They do for each other. I'm telling you, this is wonderful. Definitely about love with you. Eight of Swords. Somebody is all in their thoughts over analyzing this. Gemini, it could be you, because the first part of the month you're still in retrograde until the 11th. So you could be over analyzing this, like not believing that you've met the person, the perfect person. Right. Okay, so you don't want to make a decision. It's like you don't know whether to believe this. And you know, be careful with this energy, because you can sabotage. You can sabotage with that energy and make the wrong decision. This is part of your destiny and your fate. All right, romance angels, tell them. Tell Gemini what this is, please. With the Ace of Cups, the King of Pentacles twice, the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles. It's time to disconnect from the world. And look at these two. They have a wedding outfit on. He has a tux and she has a gown. And you have the marriage card. So yeah, I see that once you two do meet, you will retreat. You'll be spending a lot of time in seclusion with each other, getting to know each other. Yeah. Yeah. See, in the past, that Knight of Wands, they were shifty. They weren't into love. They thought about marriage, but it was way off. They were still into the moment, just for the moment, not planning for the future, right? And that's what you made this person. You said, look, I want something more. Either you want it with me or I'm going to keep moving. And it looks like they made the effort. Somebody, and for some of you, that's what happened. And they made the effort. They did what they had to do. It's like, Gemini, you ain't leaving me. Great love. They saw you as a great lover. You are the lovers. And they knew it was worth taking steps that they were being guided to take. Some of you, this is about them holding on to you. Like they were the player. And then you told them you want to get serious, or you were even pregnant for some of you. And some of them stepped up. Some of them made the effort with the King of Pentacles. They dropped that player, unrequited, I don't care love, and started to see the worth, the value that you two bring to the table as the King and Queen of Pentacles, and to see you as a blessing. Yeah, to see you as a great love. You see, the devil wanted to deceive you. He did. He wanted to make you the Eight of Swords think that something is wrong with this. Can't happen like this. What you've been dealing with love for so long, and it's taken all this time. Why is it going to work this time? Because it's divine timing. That's how it works. And you know, this person, they want to make the effort. They're going to reconcile with you. Yeah. They're going to let go of the Knight of Night energy, the Knight of Wands energy. Stop that playing around. Make the effort and return to you. Yes, return to you. Okay. What else, Spirit? Why? Because, yeah, this is true love. There you go. I knew it. See, you know, sometimes, I'm not going to say you have to create an ultimatum, but you have to be prepared to do what is right for you. And just say, look, this is what I want. If you don't want that, it's time to move on. But this person, when you said that, they were like, oh, shoot. I mean, make the effort. Why? Because you're about true love. You know, you don't have time for no freaking games. For unrequited love. For, yeah, right now, forget the mask. Forget, you know, trying to fool me, play with my emotions. You, Gemini, you're coming straight as an arrow. Especially when Mercury goes direct. But I want to see one other thing for you. Jupiter and Venus are conjunct in your sign. Jupiter is the planet of relationships and love. No wonder you got serious. Jupiter is about, look, if we can't get this together, I got to move on. I got to keep moving. I got to expand, right? Jupiter's the planet of growth. Oh my God. And Jupiter and Venus are part of this alignment too. And so is Mercury. Yes. So yeah, I get it now. I get it now. Yeah, you're like, okay. And you're ruled by Mercury too. Yeah. Okay. True love. It's true love. And this person was like, no. So it was like, shit or get off the pot. But they showed you that you two are meant to be. That you love them too. Again, I do see you two walking off into the sunset. I see this working. It's wonderful. I mean, hey, not much to talk about right there. Tell me about Gemini going direct. Mercury, how does that help them going forward with work? Because now with Venus, we're talking about money, divine timing. It's all in the timing right now. It's all in the timing. It's like, see if you need to do it now. Is it time to do it? There's something about the timing of when you do this. So like your intuition, because we know that August is heightened awareness, right? Your intuition is going to tell you when it's time to reconcile, what to say, when to say it, how to say it. Of course, you're going to show up clean, looking good. You get one chance for a good impression. You're going to slay them. Oh my goodness. What else? Yeah, perspectives change. The way you look at things. You could see everything in a brand new light that will help you get to where you want to be. Right. No more games. You knew. They're not letting love walk out the door. That's not happening. Not true love. I wouldn't say that you gave them an ultimatum, but you let them know how you feel, and that in turn put the ball in their court. And Spirit was like, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're being guided to take. But I do see some outside forces. You know, I don't know what they were into back in the day, but some of that may follow them into the future a little bit. Unknown forces could drive the situation, and you may not be able to see it, know it, or control it. Spirit says this cycle will shift soon and you will be back on top. You do have deception here. I don't know, some people may not like this, or people may be against this. People from the past may not want you to have a different perspective and move into the future. Where's Gemini going? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. What else, Spirit, does Gemini need to know? Yeah, under Uranus, under Aquarius, any type of unrequited situation, you're definitely freeing yourself from that. And you're putting it on the line. You're putting you on the line. Right. You're ready to give. There's that reciprocity to anybody or anything that's giving to you. Has to be equal give and take, though. Also, Spirit said from a work standpoint, Gemini, you could be thinking of self-employment. That would be ideal. It would give you a lot of flexibility and freedom. Think about it being independent from a work standpoint. Maybe you two could go into business together. You are the King and Queen of Pentacles. You could put your pentacles together. That would be a solid idea. You two are business minded, trying something well outside of your comfort zone. So this new relationship and this conjunction under Jupiter and Venus for Gemini could produce something big, really big. Wow. What else does Gemini need to hear in August, Spirit? Ooh, Spirit's talking about your health. Okay. Where am I with my health goals? Where do I want to be? And why am I not there? And what will it take for me to feel well? Somebody is dealing with a health issue. They may be required to do something and they're not doing it. And that's why things may not be going the way that they want it to go. Your body is talking to you. And if it could talk, what would it say? Feed your body with what it needs to feel nourished. The sturgeon fish, some meaty fish that is resilient, that is resourceful. So that means put yourself around people that feed you with what you need to be successful, with what you need to feel nourished, appreciated, and loved. This is about you finding your group. And that's what you do. The King and Queen of Pentacles, they make the effort to be together because there's this telepathic energy that they know that this is the right one for them. You're going to get some exciting news, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's going to make you look at your health seriously, more seriously, and take things to the next level. Do what it takes for you to feel well. Because I'm thinking you have a choice. Maybe it's quitting smoking, like for me. Maybe it's drinking, or whatever this bad habit is. Freeing yourself from that. Alrighty, let us summarize this reading for Gemini, August. The Sturgeon Moon. The Sturgeon Moon. When you continue to reminisce, replay, or hold on to the past, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance. It may have taken some time for somebody to cave in and decide they're going to let go of their Knight of Wands energy. But it inspired a new way of living, and it did not limit. And now sky is the limit. Good stuff is coming here. I think that someone decided to make the effort and stay with you, stay together. And that was the right move. Things are going to turn out in your favor. People that were against you in the past that didn't want to commit, all of a sudden, they're going to be for you. And in terms of your creativity and ingenious, that's coming. You're going to get some major ideas. Contracts are either going to come into your hands. I mean, things are just going to fall into place for you. Wow, Gem. I like this. Sounds really good. All right, let's give Gemini an angel number. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Look, this is your wish. Didn't I say that? I did. 1111. That's letting you know your wish is getting ready to come true. Spirit says, take it in moderation. Oh, pump the brakes. Be patient. Let it flow. You're being guided. Could happen under this full moon. There's a self-realization, but it's about your manifestation. There is a gateway, a portal. Right. Take action. Take action. This is the wish come true. You're in for a lucky break. That's Jupiter. It may come as happy news, experience new opportunities, or an exciting an acquaintance. Ooh, a date almost. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time with the right person. It is not a coincidence. It is a gift. It is your fate. 1111 in the comments. I love this for you, Gem. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Until the next moon phase, namaste.